Today on Caliber 50 Customs, we are doing what I call a rags to riches 1969 Pontiac Firebird. So let's head on down to the range. Let's get started. Hello everybody, welcome back to the range. Tom here, and like I said, we're doing a rags to riches 69 Pontiac Firebird. So, I think we need to go ahead and I think it's time to field strip and get this sucker taken apart, and let's see what we got to work with. This car was one of my earlier builds where I was still using the stock wheels from other cars and stuff like that. And I think I'm going to start doing these rag to riches kind of things and revisiting some of my original builds. You know, whether I did them on camera or whether I did them off camera. And this car was actually requested for me to build. I had the person pick out the color, the wheels, everything that they wanted done to it. And, you know, I was really happy. I've always liked the Pontiac Firebird, especially this year, you know, 60s through 70s. And the wheels I got from an M2, I'm going to say Mustang. I can't remember exactly what kind. But as you all know, I always make my own axles. You know, I've got the smallest wire I could use that'll actually make it roll, and this was actually a really fun build. It was a quick build. It was only 10 minutes, a little over 10 minutes long. And, you know, it doesn't take me long to do just wheel swaps and paint jobs. The only thing I really did was add a hood scoop to it. You know, paint went together great. You know, didn't really quite get all the paint off of it when I put it in the gun oil. But it worked out. It really did. And, you know, this is Pontiac Firebird. Like, I got a bunch of these castings, and this one, I didn't really like how it looked before. So when the person requested a Pontiac Firebird, I pulled out a few of the ones I had, and they wanted me to pick this one. And I was like, good, you know, that's a good choice, because I thought about revisiting some of my older builds. And it's got a mean looking stance to it. You can see where it's still got some of the yellow paint on it. You know, like I said, this car was done over a year ago, and it was done with rattle cans. So I had to redeem myself on it, and I believe I did. It wasn't hard. It really wasn't. I actually really enjoyed working on this. I had fun revisiting it. And you'll see more rags to riches videos coming up in the near future, because there's a bunch of cars that I want to revisit. Like, I just got done off camera working on a 64 Riviera, and I'm going to post pictures of that like towards the end of the video, so y'all can check that out. I did a Mazda Repo, made it look like a Pikes Peak kind of car. I did a 57 Chevy Hot Rod convertible. And, you know, my last week's video, the 89 Chevy S10, I really enjoyed doing that one. But, you know, what I'm doing here is, I don't remember where I got this scoop from. I just remember I cut it off of a car that I was putting a big hood in, or put a big engine in it. So I used it and kind of smoothed it out and made it into a hood scoop, and it worked out great. It made the car look good, and I couldn't complain. You know, and what I'm doing is taking milliput, and I'm just getting ready to put it around the hood scoop, because it made it a little easier than trying to use like a Bondo filler, or, you know, a Mr. Pud, or whatever kind of stuff. It was easier to maneuver. It was easier to kind of sand down and smooth out, and it looked like it belonged on the car. So I couldn't complain too much on it. And, you know, the theme on this car was strictly blacked out. And I'm not talking about where it's pitch black and you can't see it. No, I mixed up a color that I called a gunfire haze. It's a smoky color. And it turned out great. You know, I wallowed out the front wheel wells so the front tires would roll better. And, you know, I didn't do that on camera because it just kind of would get a little old watching me with the Dremel tool and stuff. So I just like, you know what? I won't even worry about that. So I did that off camera, so it wasn't in the way. And, you know, as you see here, I'm doing a lot of mocking up. You know, I'm kind of going over the putty, just making sure, smoothing it out with some water on the tips of my fingers. And, you know, right now I'm just trying to make sure that it fits with the wheels on it, it'll roll. And like I said, I had to wallow out the front of the wheel wells so it would actually roll better, and it did. It ended up going. And what I'm doing here is I'm taking my pick and I'm kind of clearing out a little bit of the older paint that's kind of gunked up in there, so I wanted it out of there. So I took my pick and did all that. And, you know, it really didn't turn out as bad as I was going to think it was, you know, because you can't even tell that it was painted prior. And as you see, I'm doing a lot of work on that hood because I want to make sure all the gaps are covered, there's no holes in the side of it, you know, and it smooths out pretty good, and it does. I was really happy with the way that turned out. And, you know, once it was all dried up and stuff, it was easy to see. And, you know, I'm putting rear fenders on the back because the tires stuck out a little bit. I didn't want to put rear fenders on the front because I didn't think it would look all that great with these skinny tires on the front that barely poked out the sides. So I went ahead and just did the backs. And honestly, I'm glad I did because it gives it a really good stance. It gives it a good look. It gives it, you know, that hot rod, you know, roast them freaking back in the 60s, 70s, whatever. And, you know, I let it dry overnight and sanded it down the next day. And, you know, I'm trying to get more videos out now. You know, I've been having, I don't know what's been going on with my airbrush, but, you know, if you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for further notifications. It's not working like it's supposed to, and I can't figure out why. I've taken it apart, changed out the needles, cleaned it out real good, got the parts soaking in airbrush cleaner right now. So hopefully that'll help get all the gunk or whatever's in it, because it's starting to do bubble up again. I've checked all the seals. The seals are fine. It's just not wanting to spray paint. So I put a little bit of reducer in it, and I thought that would work. And, you know, I don't want to put too much in because it'll be too thin and it'll be watery when it comes out. And, you know, I'm just trying to troubleshoot. So since I got this video done, I'm just letting that sit before I start on my next video. And I'm thinking y'all are going to like my next video because, you know, it's another Charger build. And, you know, I started off with this one with a white base coat. You know, it's not a sealer, but it looks like a flat white. And what I'm doing is I'm spraying my Titan Black over it first, because, you know, I don't know what it is. I love the look of this Titan Black. It almost gives it like a titanium kind of look or something like that. It's really pretty color in close in person. Then once it's clear coated, it just pops. It really does. I was really happy with this color. I just wish I remember what all I used to put it together, and, you know, so I can make it again. And later on down the road, I'm going to get a bunch more paints. You know, I'm going to get some more candy paints. I'm going to get some, you know, fluorescent color paints, because I'm going to probably make something kind of low rider with some really bright colors or something. But y'all remember what we started off with. You know, could have did a better job paint, but not bad for being a rattle can. But I hope y'all like it as much as I do. And without further ado, Here's the final product.
Check it out. Check it
And I'll see you next time at the range.